couldn't look away from the train wreck. You can blame it on the tech for the disrespect. Before you play, you better button check.
What is up, Butt Check fam? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful day of checking these buttons. We posted 2 Monday, we posted 2 yesterday, and now we got 1 today. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Chapters down below, links, all that good stuff. We are still unpacking stories, got a lot to talk about. So without further ado, let's get these hype ass buttons. Let's go. All right, first up for them new Virtua Fighter gameplay announcement buttons that need to be checked. This one was dropped a few days ago. This is literally my first time watching it, but also we got a response from the devs talking about how they're not trying to be like Tekken. They don't even see Tekken as competition. We's about to unpack it all. Let's watch it and unpack reactions, all that good stuff. Let's go. Oh, it's looking so clean, isn't it? God, it looks so beautiful. Anyway. Go. So I noticed there's no music. I wonder if that's just for this clip. They want you to hear like the hits, right? Damn, this is like a fucking movie scene. Woo! That's the clip. That's the fucking screenshot that everybody's sharing right now. Oh, I love that slow-mo. That was dope. You got more? Okay. New Virtua Fighter project. More details, Tokyo Game Show. Ooh, okay. That's what's up. All right, we got some reactions from that FGC. The new Virtua Fighter better have creations, or at least their own version of World Tour where you can create your own fighter. And I'm watching a martial arts movie fighting scene. That's what's up, but it's a fighting game. After a disappointing Tekken 8, I will consider to buy this. Looks like a masterpiece game. What else? Looks like Virtua Fighter is stepping up big time. Looks so clean. And ayo, let's go about this, or this is about to be hype. This is dope. Not blocky enough. Can't wait. Oh man, I'm ready. You get the point. It continues on. But I thought it was very interesting because Dexerto actually posted this saying Virtua Fighter 6 producer told Dexerto that the dev team wants to go big or go home, knowing that VF6 could fail. However, they believe in the project so much that they're willing to take the risk. We really need to create an amazing game. Otherwise, I don't think it'll sell. They just dropped this fucking article. When was it? Yesterday. Let's take an in-depth look. First of all, can I say that's what's up? The fucking self-awareness to be like, we know we gotta go big or go home, and we believe in this project because there's a possibility if we don't, it's not going to sell. Right here, the article headline says, Virtua Fighter 6 doesn't even see Tekken as a competitor. They want to make something new. Then right here, I can see they go a little deeper into the history, saying Virtua Fighter, however, was once a force to be reckoned with, and that Tekken players or Tekken heads and fucking Virtua Fighter heads used to clash back in the arcade days, and that's something that he hopes to avoid in the new Virtua Fighter project. I don't see that happening, because people are already firing shots, and I think it's because the current state of fucking Tekken 8. People are either ready to abandon the game, or they're just so bitter, they're already looking at Virtua Fighter. But you got some OG heads, or some people that are like, yo, it's not that bad. Yes, Tekken has a long way to go, especially obviously right now in the current state, but it's not all that bad, and the real OGs ain't about to just abandon ship. So I already see you're gonna have a bit of clashing. Then he goes on to say, I don't want to say anything bad because it might go viral, he chuckled, but you know, doing this job, I felt by looking at the community's sentiment, Tekken players and Virtua Fighter players aren't very fond of each other. Originally it began in Virtua Fighter, but then Tekken was created. These games aren't exactly brothers, but they're also not completely different games either. Tekken evolved into the product it is today, and Virtua Fighter came first. I'm not thinking, what do we need to do to fight against Tekken? I have respect for other games, and I do a lot of research. I don't feel the need to compete against them or win against them. It's more like, okay, they have their games, what can we do? There are things that they don't have that we have, so I'm more focused on how to bring something new into the world. Then wrapping it up right here, and of course there's more to the article. I'll put the link down below so you guys can check it out for yourselves. Right here saying, however, there's a big challenge in marketing such a classic fighting game to a new audience. On top of taking such an arcade-focused series into the world of home consoles and PCs, for Yamada, it's all about merging these two worlds in a way that makes sense. Not many young people know about this franchise, he mused. In Japan, it's more of the older men. Maybe worldwide the age might be a little bit younger, but it's not that well known. That's why we really need to create an amazing game. Otherwise, I don't think it'll sell. Damn. The self-realization to be like, we know what we're up against. We're not fooling ourselves. We have to bang this shit out. It brings to mind fucking Fatal Fury, right? City of the Wolves. Because it came back, everybody's like, holy shit, it lives. We can't wait to play this game. They marketed the shit out of it. They put so much money behind it. We got a flop. Now, obviously take that with a grain of salt because there's a lot of people out there. I was just reading the comment section for, you know, some of the Evo results. They thought the gameplay was hype. Shit, some people are liking the gameplay right now. I'm saying some, more than Street Fighter and more than Tekken. Like I said, it's not going through the roof, but I am reading some of them comments where people are like, yo, stop sleeping on this game because the shit is hype. Obviously, that's a whole nother button check, so we can debate that. But what I am trying to say, even though the game kind of tanked in the way of how much money they put into it, the respect and the love for the gameplay, you know, obviously they need more tweaking as far as like making certain buffs and nerfs and shit like that because we're seeing a lot of the same characters. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, long story longer, it seems like the respect and the love for the gameplay, the hype of the gameplay seems to be going up. But then again, you have these fucking devs and everybody over there in the Saudi world, they have unlimited money. So it doesn't really seem like, obviously nobody wants something to tank, especially your own product and creation, something that you're investing in, but it almost seems like, we could always just throw more money at this shit. It doesn't hurt them like it would hurt other companies. And you could also make the argument that yes, they did a shitload of marketing, but the marketing was fucking aimed at the wrong audience. So I don't know, what do y'all think, man? FGC seems to be hype as hell. It doesn't seem, well, it does seem like they have a challenge because on one hand, they're like, the game is not that popular. It's not as popular as Tekken. It seems to be more old men, more old gamers that know about the game. FGC, of course, this is a different type of breed over here. Everybody's already hype about it. But they're also like, yo, we need to go global. We need to go big or we need to go home. So in saying that, how do we approach this and how do we market this? So far, though, the reaction from the FGC seems to be through the fucking roof. How y'all feeling? Let me know. All right, and next up for them MK Legacy Collection developer interview, we got a clip of this, and then we got a clip of who else we got? We got unCAGEDgamez. So, as you know, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection just dropped. I haven't seen any of this shit, so let's watch it for the first time together, get some reactions. Let's get it.
Stephen Frost of Digital Eclipse,
Yes.
and we're here checking out the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. So, right off the bat, do players have a choice of what version of each game they can play?
So the core product, there's over 20 different Mortal Kombat games in this collection, and the primary focus are the original arcade games, so MK2, Ultimate MK3, MK3, and MK4. And then along the way, we're doing a large number of the home ports across both console and handheld, even including some of the more obscure platforms like the 32X and the Game Gear, which we haven't emulated before for the most part. So the main goal of that and why we're trying to include such a large and diverse number of Mortal Kombat games is because depending on who you are, you probably grew up playing a different Mortal Kombat game. You have the different nostalgia for different games. So for one person, the Game Boy version of Mortal Kombat, like why would you include the Game Boy in Mortal Kombat? But I know personally a lot of people who grew up and that was the version of Mortal Kombat they had, and they played it day in and day out. And so our job as sort of preservationists and trying, you know, our task of trying to bring as many of these older games to modern platforms as all, that was our task here, is like, let's try to get as many of these Mortal Kombat games up and running under emulation and then released so that you can play in all the modern systems, including, you know, now you can play Super Nintendo, Genesis, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, 32X, Game Gear, the arcade games.
But it's not just a collection, right? There's an interactive documentary That's part of the game.
All right, and someone at FGC is reacting down below saying, Trilogy, yes, now we only need Mortal Kombat Gold, and I knew I wanted this, but the inclusion of the Trilogy made this a must-buy, and I wish EA would get involved with something like this, and I love MK Mythology, Sub-Zero, even with all its jank, I hope it gets included, and I need MK9. I may be asking too much, but that would be a wish come true. Then we fucking got unCAGEDgamez actually talking about like the price of all of this, especially if you're a true collector. Check out the clip.
Then now, for someone that want to be completionist and buy a version of every single game, you have to buy buy 5 different versions of the standard edition so you can get every single slipcover. That is madness. Whoever does that are like, they're literally insane. Let me just do the quick calculations here. There are 5 versions of the normal copy of the game, all right? Each version being $59.99, all right? And you times that by 5 at least, which equals $300. Now, if you want to be an insane collector that has each different color on each different platform, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch 2, you have to then times this by 4. $1,199 for each different color variant on each different platform. But that's not all, because then you have to then pre-order on this version, the deluxe edition. All right, this is only for the crazy collectors here. So we take $79.99 times it by 3 equals $239. That is for 3 copies of the deluxe edition for each console. Surprisingly, they don't have an Xbox version. Huh. Interesting. And then we add this to the $1,199, equaling $1,438. But wait, there's still more, because then we got the collector's edition, which is $149.99. And there are a lot of versions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So $149.99 times it by 5 equals $749. So we'll add that $749.95. Your grand total for every possible version of the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is $2,188.92. That is straight madness if you want to be that crazy of an MK collector.
And that is Butt Check family. Definitely let me know how you are feeling. We finally got it. I read the comments, baby. Y'all were like, what about MK? What about Virtua Fighter? I thought this was FGC, Nesto. Calm the horses, baby. I've been posting 2 videos a day. I'm getting to it. I told y'all, give your boy a break. You know what I'm saying? Either way, we got it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We got so much. It is a good time to be FGC. We eating good, ain't we? Either way, thank you guys for the amazing love. This might be the only video of the day, but at worst case scenario, I'll see you tomorrow. So thank you guys for the amazing love. As always, I don't know what it is, but I know it's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
It's pretty hard.
Thank you, Dana. Oh. Oh! You're him! You're him! Wait, he's him! Dude!
What do you want to say on behalf of Third Strike players?
Play Third Strike. It's a good game.
There you go.
Yo!
Oh, here.
What is this?
Size 9, happy birthday.
What? Thank you.